What's up, guys? Mason here, Cardinal Gaming. Doing it. Finally time. The 20K Q&A. Got lots of questions from you guys. Appreciate everybody that sent in questions. I'm going to try to edit them in below so you can read along and focus with me. I got them on my phone here. So let's get started. Let's go. First one is from Alexander. Congrats, he says. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks so much. Uncommon question. How do you protect your sealed and singles from humidity? Any tips and tricks? Yes, we do keep in our glass cases for all of our singles. We do keep, they're not silica packets, but they are basically made for like humidors and people that store cigars. They make these little packets that both regulate dry temperatures and moisture temperatures inside of an object. So you can buy them in different percentages of humidity. So they make like, I think they make like down to 30% up to something like, like 80%, something that really needs to be really humid. And there's a lot of debate and discussions about where the perfect humidity is for cards. And I was actually going to do a video, might still do it, where I try these with these little packets that regulate humidity, and I'm gonna put them in like a jar and see if you can actually prevent curling or actually cause curling, I guess, depending. So I'm gonna try that and see. I'm gonna do that in a video, but yeah, they say right around 60% is the ideal humidity for cards. It has a lot to do with how they're made, the paper stock, the humidity when they're printed and when they're fabricated, and preserving that so that they're made to be flat at that temperature and that humidity. So if you keep them at that temperature and humidity, they should be fine. There's a lot that goes into it. There's been a lot of people that do studies, and there's videos out there too about it. But look for, like I said, look for silica packets or whatever the packets are made out of that have made for humidors and things like that on Amazon. You can get them anywhere. And try those at wherever you're storing them. If you're storing them in like a box or something like that, you can definitely just slip that into the box, and hopefully it'll help regulate. If you do have them in a place that isn't normally, regulated temperatures, I would think most places you're probably fine. As long as you don't store them in a bathroom or something crazy like that. Of course, attics and basements fluctuate in humidity too, so I would avoid that if you're really worried about long-term damage and curling and stuff about your cards. But yeah, most of the time they should be fine just at normal room temperature fluctuations. Angelo writes, what are some bad LGS signs to look for when you walk in that should make you stay away from them? I always hate when I go into a store. I go into stores a lot. I always hate when you walk in first thing and nobody acknowledges that you exist. That is the absolute worst. I hate that. And it's one thing if like they're busy or talking to people in the middle of a conversation. That's one thing. But they should always take an effort. If you've been in the store longer than a couple minutes, just say, hey, how you doing? You need anything? Stuff like that. The worst offense is when the employees at the store are like sitting down at a table and playing. Just like, because there's nothing going on and it's empty. That's automatically should tell you, man, all right, if nobody else is here, I'm out. This is not a good place to be. But I've had that a couple times when I've just walked into a place, a little hole in the wall, and just try to see what they got. And yeah, they're just playing cards, just hanging out. And that's really, I don't like the type environment of where you walk in and it's just like a dude and like his collection, and he just like is renting a space to store it. And yeah, you can come in and buy stuff, but it's not really for sale. Kind of like, I never understood stores like that. I'm moving product. I'm trying to move things. So people that don't have that same mentality confuse me, and it freaks me out that you're able to just throw away money in a place, put it in storage, or put it in wherever. Just don't. What are you doing? Paying rent and upkeep, and then that's your job. I never understood that. But yeah, that's like the number one thing. If people don't acknowledge you when you first walk in, that's bad. That's bad Bad behavior means they don't care about you. Frankly, I mean, that's just point blank. They don't care that you're walking in. So that's a big thing for us that we always try to do. Other things, just dirty, and this one thing to have like a lot of stuff and have like that old timey feel of like, man, these guys have been here forever, or just they have a huge collection of stuff, so it's cool, and it's kind of like that 80s, 90s vibe just because that's the type of stuff that's in there. But things are just like unorganized, cards in the cases that don't have sleeves or in some sort of displays, like, all that stuff is just bad. I hate binders. Stores that keeps things in binders, like they have like set binders. I don't like that. I just think it's just a total waste of time, and it is very inefficient. But some places do that. I'm not knocking stores that do that. I'm just saying, like, yeah. But yeah, that's the stuff I look out for. Question from Audrey Sampson. Hello. I know you comment a lot, so I appreciate you watching. How many games do you think a store should push and run in the store with events? Do you think pushing a lot of games dilute the support and growth potential in the store for each of the games? It is very difficult to try to support a game that just doesn't have the player base to it. Because if you're stocking a game and you want the game to be a part of your store, it is very, very difficult to justify its existence when there's not players. Collectors are fine, and having the stuff, like I stock a lot of stuff that is purely for the collecting basis and because there's not a player base, but I'm going to be picking and choosing what I stock based on what I think will sell. I'm not going to stock every product in that, like for Weiss Schwarz, I'm not stocking everything of Weiss Schwarz because I don't have a huge audience for it. I'm not buying every set of the Digimon sets because there's not a player base for it here locally. I know other places there are, and they're doing great, and there's a big thriving community. And it's hard when I try to run an event for a game and nobody shows up. So I can't become an official play store for that place unless I send results to them saying that, oh yeah, I'm running events. Send me stuff to give out. I can't do that without people playing, but then people won't come and play if I don't have that stuff. So it's very difficult to try to get these games up and running when I don't have the promos and the packs and the whatever they give you to supplement the play, but I don't have the players to justify them sending me that. So it's hard. It's a very difficult place to be in. It's very, very hard to justify. Even carrying that product, it's very difficult. And I understand why the companies do that, because they wouldn't want to just be throwing out free stuff to everybody. That makes sense. But it makes it very difficult sometimes to build these more fringe card games up because there's just not a lot of support locally yet. There's plenty of games that I think would probably do well if they just had a little more support and had things and a good player base that wanted to come out and play with the things that you're giving them. As far as like that support from the companies. And even like something like Pokemon. I know that Pokemon isn't doing as well because we don't have the promos and the support from Pokemon that we do. And there's no way to earn points right now and stuff like that. All that stuff matters a lot. So just those little things help draw players in. It's something I can post about and be like, hey, I got this new promo of this new item or whatever in Pokemon. Come get it. It's super cool. Think of like if they gave out like quick shooting Inteleons or shady dealings Inteleons as a promo. That'd be amazing. And they would definitely flock people to play in a game and store. But, just organized play isn't happening. So it's difficult. But as far as like diluting it, I don't think so. A lot of people play different things. A lot of people play multiple games. And I think the more those people get together, the more likely they're going to start playing and even picking up other games. Happens all the time. Pokemon players become Magic players. Magic players become Flesh and Blood players. It happens, and the crossover is good. That's a good thing, because that's the great thing about going up and playing at a game store is that you get to try out and play these other different games that you maybe didn't otherwise. So it's a good thing to have all these different kind of games, I think. Blake says, do you think the TCG Live app coming to iOS is going to have a big impact of competitive physical card demand? Big congrats on 20K. Thank you, Blake. Yes, I think when Magic Arena first came out, a lot of stores were freaking out and being like, "Oh my God, this is going to destroy the market. No one's going to play physically anymore. It's going to be terrible." It's any type of promotion and getting people to play things is going to help the TCG become more popular. Just like how a new generation of Pokemon makes the games, the TCG, get a new crowd of people. If there's really good set that comes out, it brings people out, and maybe you want to at least collect or play the game too. There's a lot of things that trigger that are outside of just the regular sets releasing that can get people into the game with all these IPs. And it's really good. That's a good thing. If you want to get MetaZoo going, yeah, that kind of crossover stuff, like if they make a movie or a cartoon show or anime or whatever you want to call it, and all these other different IPs, that's why Pokemon is so strong, is that it has all that mesh of stuff where people can walk casually in through my store and be like, "Oh man, me and my kids just watched a new Pokemon movie. I'm going to buy some packs." And then that can get people collecting it and getting into it. Pokemon Go releasing was huge. That kind of stuff. That makes a huge demand on stuff, even though it's not really card-centric, So, yeah, all that stuff helps and really helps physical demand. I don't think there's any replacing physical card games. It is definitely just a different feel to be sitting down and playing cards with somebody. It's really enjoyable. It's very social. It's very, the fun competitiveness of it, where it's like, I'm not getting upset if I lose, but I'm trying. So it's a good natured thing. It's good for you. It's good mentally. It's good fun. It's just fun. So yeah. And any sort of where they can try to practice or get better skills and build their knowledge about card interactions, things like that, it's only going to help if they come and play physically. So it's a good question though, Blake. Thank you. Question from Brohay. Do you ever just sell unsorted bulk cards? Do you just say this is unorganized, this is all unorganized and I have no idea what it is, for a set amount of money, he says. We used to do that a lot. And I do have, on the website, I do have like bulk lots where I have so many rares and hollows and you get so many commons and uncommons, and you can buy those on the website. They are a pain to try to build and maintain. And probably if I did have them like available, people would probably definitely buy them. It just takes effort and time to build that kind of stuff together. That's not really an excuse. We should do it definitely for sure. But yeah, if somebody orders one, we'll put one together. But we're not like exactly pushing them, locally or for people to buy them. So I know a lot of stores do it. A lot of people have good success with it. I know stores make like a little 10 card pack in a little peel away baggie and sell it for $1. Yeah, and that'd be a totally good viable way to get rid of singles. With us being on TCG Player and selling singles that way, it's kind of hard to do unless I take the bulk that we just now are getting in and trying to do stuff with it. So it can be definitely a good revenue stream. Stores, I know a lot of stores do it. We do have them available. We just don't have them like in stock on hand to sell at any given time. Probably should, but yeah, I know that we do at least have the listing, and then when somebody orders it, we're like, oh crap, we gotta go make it. Okay, but yeah. Brian, how we doing? Do you think Pokemon Evolving Skies will get a reprint? I know it's been a month, so things have come to light since you wrote this, so I know. But yes, we will see all these sets in products, in boxes, in products, the specialty sets and stuff like that, the specialty boxes, for a while. Like Pokemon, they're pretty smart. They're pretty good. They know that if they make 1 million packs of cards, that they don't put all those million packs in booster boxes and ship them out. They keep some back. They keep some stored away. They put them in other products. They save things away for these promo boxes and things when they have different kind of packs in them. they regulate how much product goes out, and it's purposeful. They do it with purpose. They've been doing it for a long time. Just because things are rare and scarce now doesn't mean that they're not doing this with all these different kind of sets they're releasing. Evolving Skies, Brilliant Stars, all that stuff is being held back and is going to be in these promo boxes and specialty boxes and stuff like that. Like I said, they're pretty smart. Now, when they go and when they rotate through these sets, and as they get older, they'll stumble upon this stuff and be like, "Oh crap, this stuff's going out of standard or whatever." Cosmic Eclipse packs. Oh god, we got a bunch of Cosmic Eclipse packs. How'd this happen? Start dumping them into product so we can get rid of them. Because Pokemon, again, not so worried about the secondary market. They monitor it. They don't care. They want to sell the new hot thing. And if they don't sell packs of cards, where they could have, that's like a wasted opportunity for them. Now, there could be instances where they do that on purpose. I think maybe these Cosmic Eclipse stuff, they're like, we don't want to release these to the public in like ETBs or a booster box. That'd be a waste. Let's keep some back and put them in these little products so that we can move these newer products maybe a little easier. That might be their thinking. Of course, Pokemon still is on a tear right now and still doing very well, but maybe they do that with really good premier sets that they know that people will want to open in the future. Cosmic Eclipse is definitely one of those. I'm sure we'll see maybe Vivid Voltage maybe stick around and do that same thing. Evolving Skies, I'm sure that they're going to have and would love to throw an Evolving Skies pack in a product like 3 or 4 years from now. And then we all freak out and go, "Oh, it's got an Evolving Skies pack in it. Let's go." Brilliant Stars, I'm sure they're going to do the same thing with it. They're smart. They know what they're doing. But and to have that supply, they have to do little reprints and things. I know people were saying that they opened Cosmic Eclipse pack and they had the live codes as opposed to the Pokemon Online, the game that is currently instead of the one that's in beta. I can't corroborate that. I don't know. But maybe. I don't know. Who knows what they're doing? Nobody knows. That's why it's all speculation. But yes, I think we'll all get reprints and all this stuff for all these sets that are needed because Evolving Skies is only 6 months old. 8 months old. Somewhere in that range. It's going to have to be in standard for at least another year. 2 years maybe. Because it's the next set after that. So yeah, it's going to be in standard for 2 more years. So it has to stay in available. And that's what Pokemon wants to do, is have it available. So Craig says, "Mason, what's the most cards you've ever dropped on the ground at once?" Man. It happens. It happens a lot. I was going through a set box the other day and I dropped one. And it was set sorted and everything. And dumped it on the floor. It was so bad. Like the big, 5-row boxes. It was terrible. I hate that, man. I almost cried. But, the most I've ever dumped is probably stacking those too high. And I probably tipped over 3 of them at one time. Or maybe I bumped something and sent the boxes that are stacked on top of each other over. It happens a lot. So, yeah, I probably dumped 5 of the 5 rows, or 3 of the 5 rows before. We also move them sometimes, and in our van they might flip over and roll around, and that's kind of sucks too. But yes, dumping a 5 row is just the worst, especially if it's set sorted. It's just the worst because you have to go back and try to figure it out, and it's not fun. So thanks, Craig, for letting me relive that trauma. Thank you. Decoy says, talking about Dragon Ball, thoughts on the God Rare? Any more Realm of the Gods coming soon? Yeah, Dragon Ball Super, it's getting more and more popular with casual collectors, which is good. It's taken kind of this long for Dragon Ball Super to try to get more eyes on it, but I see a lot of people going from Pokemon to Dragon Ball Super, from Yu-Gi-Oh! To Dragon Ball Super, just people that want to collect Dragon Ball Super stuff, because the cards look great, they do. And the God Rare definitely is helping, get people to buy packs and crack packs. So it's really something that card games like that need to do is have those real good chases in there, because it gets people that want to bust packs and try to hit a good card, get a good card, and chase it and open packs. That's the good thing about just having those kind of like very super rare, one per case or one every couple cases kind of rarities. It's good, and they know that it also moves product and keeps product moving. So it's smart thing for them to do. And like I said, Dragon Ball Super is kind of on an up right now. I know a lot of people, like I said, just want to collect them and open it just because the card's looking great. Cards have always looked great, but I think right now they're really killing it. Just the gold inlay that Bandai is doing is incredible, and it looks really good. So good on them for making a product like that. And yeah, Dragon Ball Super is very, very strong right now. DEZD. It's on the screen. One of the coolest energies on YouTube. I love you, bro. Thank you. He says, I'm in St. Louis. How many buyouts do you typically do? And will you do a video on live customer buys? I'd love to see negotiations and the great come-ups. I sell vintage t-shirts. Yeah, that's awesome. Shout out to you in St. Louis. And I know that vintage shirts right now are huge. So good on you for being ahead of the curve and getting on that. How many buyouts do I do? I don't do buyouts. I see them happen. I definitely see where it would be very easy to make it happen, especially selling on TCG Player like we do so much now that we see when somebody's buying out 36 Gold Star Greninjas, kind of tells you that somebody's trying to spec on something. So definitely see it happen. We don't participate in that currently. It's very difficult, especially from a store standpoint. Just I have to store it, and I got to worry about tracking that stuff and dumping it back in the market and stuff like that. It's very difficult for a store to really want to fool around with that. I'd have to have somebody like dedicated to like speccing on stuff, and that's not worth it. But definitely does happen. Definitely is something that happens on the regular, more than people probably know, and that buyouts are real. Definitely, even small buyouts happen for sure. Look at the Machamp alt art and Astral Radiance and tell me that's not happening. But sure. And video live customer buys. Yes, I would love to do this. I would love to do this more. I think it's a really cool idea. I have to make sure everybody's okay with it. I don't want just to film people and then people that are standing by and doing other stuff. I don't want them to be on camera if they don't want, stuff like that. I just don't want to make people feel awkward or make it weird. But I would like to do it. I have a buy lined up there. I might be able to do it. I want to see if they're cool with it. But I think it'd be fun too. I think it'd be cool because I love to wheel and deal. I love to be playful and talk down collections and stuff like that. I'm like, oh man, I don't know, but it's all in good fun and it is a fun thing. And I'm sure it would be entertaining to people to see me operate. I think it'd be funny. But yeah, hopefully I can get something like that going. I'll start posting them because it is. I think it would be fun. Question from EACE. How can I help the store I work at improve? I feel like it's not doing so well, and I would hate to see it close. Yeah, I mean it's right now is a very rough time for card stores. A lot of stores, me included, have gotten very used to having really great margins and having a lot more cash flow and a lot more profits on stuff that we didn't typically see before. So a lot of stores, have adjusted, grown, and done things, are doing things differently, and try to do other stuff. And they're not seeing the profits that they have in the past year or two, and it's making it difficult because we have grown. Some of us have even opened new stores, and when the market cools, it makes it a little rough. It can be really scary. So yeah, you have to adapt, and you have to make really conscious efforts of what is hot and what's not, what things people are buying, what people aren't buying, what things are more recession resistant, which this is all collectible goods. It's not resistant at all, but there are things that people do buy in times that are difficult that people like and give them comfort and things like that. So it can go both ways too. So things like if you want to really talk about recession right now, people that are maybe had summer trip plans and with gas prices and things like that, maybe they aren't going on those trips anymore and they want to stay home. That's a very real thing. So instead of buying plane tickets or something like that, they're gonna buy video games or collectibles and stuff and just stay home for the summer and hang out. So, I mean, that could be a very viable thing, very, very true. So, but yeah, it's as far as like things you can do is definitely. I'm assuming you work at a store, so just try to be just mindful of what people are wanting to buy and what people ask for that maybe you don't have, and try to encourage the owners or the buyer of the store, whoever, to focus on that kind of stuff as opposed to just buying anything and everything. Just try to stock the store and try to see if they want to branch out into some other things. There's plenty of things in the store that I didn't think we would ever carry that we carry and does very well for us. A lot of things like, not so much board games right now, but Gundams. Gundams are huge right now. People love building Gundams, and they're a lot of fun. And for the price, they're actually good entertainment. For a $56 kit, you can spend 3, 4, 5 hours on and have a good time. That type of investment for enjoyment and something that is, calming. A lot of people enjoy it just because it's relaxing. Building something, it's like why do old ladies knit? Why do 20-somethings build Gundams? Same reason, just to relax and try to keep their hands busy and do something while they're watching a TV show or something. It's funny how all these things kind of mesh together, and like things that are really popular, and people that have never been exposed to it will come and say like, man, that's really cool. People actually do this. Man, I want to do this. How do I get started? Happens weekly. So yeah, that's definitely something that to keep an eye out for and be acknowledged and acknowledge that's happening. But stuff like that, just like try to find other products that they can carry that is in the same realm, and just try to maximize efficiencies and profits where you can. It's very difficult when you're not the one making decisions, but yeah, just try to build a player base up. If you have a play in your store, I don't know. Again, I don't know if you're a comic book store or whatever kind of store, but build communities up. Try to be and encourage players to come up. If you have friends or things that or people that play maybe at home or casually, get them to play in the store and come up there and just hang out. Even if they don't spend money, just building the community can get more people into it, and then build a better player base so that those kind of deck boxes and binders and single sales happen. Yeah, just trying to get people to come into the store can help a lot. EA, reach out to me through email, Mason@Cardinal Gaming, and I'd like to hear more about it just so I can give you a better answer. Question from Ethan. Ethan, hi Mason. Hello. Thanks for all the content you put out, especially Card Shop Candid episodes. Thank you. I'm due for some. I need to make some. I've just been so busy. I'm trying a lot. I have 2 questions about running a store. What type of customers do you like the most? And how often do you get hosed when selling on eBay and other websites? Thanks. My favorite customers are the dudes that come in, or women, dudettes, whatever, that, they don't have to be big spenders, but they just are passionate and fun, and they collect or play or whatever within their means, and that they get excited and enjoy the game for what it is and not because of value or whatever. People just, the guys that come in and they come in every week and, they have like a commander deck and they're like, man, I really need this card. That's my next card. That's my next goal that I'm going to put in this deck, and it's going to make it a lot better. And the next week rolls around and they come in and they buy that card and they're like, all right, cool. I got this in my deck. I'm going to play it out and see what happens. And, or, they'll want something out of the new sets. They're like, man, give me 2 packs. Let me see if I can pull it real quick. And then they just keep trying, and like, man, those kind of guys that just, they don't spend a ton of money, but there's regulars that come in and enjoy the store and they just want to talk to you for a couple minutes. Not going to go too far the other way, and where they talk to you for half an hour after spending buying a pack. But yeah, a lot of that stuff is it's a lot of those guys that just regulars I enjoy just talking to and learning about and having fun with. Those types of people that I love to talk about and people that I enjoy. Not necessarily the big spenders, like I said, but and people that come in and collect are cool too. I like to talk about their collections. And again, that doesn't have to be like, oh, I have slab stuff and yeah, I'm just building my collection up or whatever. But yeah, those kind of guys that just, you can tell that they just genuinely enjoy either playing or collecting or whatever. That's the type of people that I like. I like seeing families come in, like father sons, or just like a group of friends come in and like collect stuff together. That's cool too, because it's just a different dynamic of talking to and hanging out with them, and trying to see what they like and what they don't like, and suggesting things. It can be fun. It can be a lot of fun, and just the community aspect is why you open a store. It's not about the money. It's not about stonks. It's not about tendies. It's not about any of that. It's because I want to see people come in and have fun. That's what it's about. And then Ethan has the second part is how often you get hosed on eBay. Very, very rarely. I know there's definitely times where people do take advantage of they see you as your top seller and they're like, well, okay, that can be a good and a bad thing sometimes, because people see that and they're like, well, they don't want to lose that, so I can message them and be like, oh, hey, this came damaged, or this wasn't what I thought it was. Can I get a partial refund, or stuff like that? And you're just like, man, really? But there's a lot of that happens sometimes. But as far as like straight out, let's just like getting scammed. There was one where a dude bought 2 collector's boosters and the whole boxes, the whole collector's box for Magic, and said he never got them. They showed us delivered, and he was just going back and forth. I'm like, yeah, man, I don't have them. I don't know what happened. And then we escalated to eBay because they opened up a claim, or we opened it. I don't know who opened it initially, but and then he said he got them, but they were damaged, or he thought they were fake. Really? So then there was that, and it's just like going back and forth at eBay, and eBay was like, yeah, there's not a whole lot we can do, which was a first. eBay's normally, in all the experiences that we've had, they were always very supportive of the seller. So it was kind of a bummer to hear them be like, yeah, it's your words versus theirs. It's kind of hard, unless you sent pictures of like what you sent. There's no way to really verify, what. Like, well, man. So it just sat in limbo for forever. And then I think he opened up a claim with his credit card with eBay, saying that it was fraudulently purchased. So he didn't get them. Then the items were fraudulent, and then the purchase outright was fraudulent. So, okay, now he's really just being desperate. And I think eBay finally was like, okay, this guy's just trying to screw us now for our money. So I think they shut it down, and it was just like, okay, yeah, we got our money, and then I don't know what happened with his money, but yeah, it ended up working out for us. So that was good for us. So, but yeah, it's always interesting to sell on eBay and just see get messages from people and be like, hey, if I ship it, can you declare it this much? There's always people like that, and it's just like, man, we're just trying to run a good business here. We're not trying to your sale of a $40 item, or even if it's it is expensive, of a $200 item, and you want us to claim that it's only $20 when we're sending it through customs. Just, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. But yes, there's definitely people that abuse the system and take advantage of people on eBay. It's part of it. There's also really good buyers and sellers on there, so I can't talk too much bad about eBay, because normally they are very supportive, and they do try to help, at least in my experience. I know people have and hear about things all the time, but yeah, that's been my experience, that they truly do try to help.